Hi everybody, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 6 and beyond. Judith Grimes will save Negan. Yes, we're back at it again, doing what we do, which is bold predictions. This is not confirmed, but it's a feeling, it's a hunch. Kind of like back when we predicted a helicopter would come down and rescue Rick. I got a feeling some amazing things are going to go down. A child will save The Walking Dead. We'll explain a little bit later in this video. I do got a couple announcements that I have to make. I'm going to start out with a super chat. This is Valar saying, hello 999 Army, kill Steph, Kales, Emmy, Sweet Tom, sponsors, patrons, and of course all the super chatters. I'm reading, announcing, and doing super chats. So we'll let the crowd start to roll in. Good evening, Kimberly G. Thank you for being here. I've gotten some amazing, wonderful comments over the last couple weeks from each and every, so many subscribers out there. We should probably do a stream and just, people that are relieved that Rick is still in Walking Dead world. Also, we saw just tremendous support for the mods last night as well. So it's just a pleasure to be here with you guys every night. Along those lines, and I didn't want to make it right at the beginning of the stream, because you know how you do a stream and then you got a group and then a few more people come in 30 seconds late, 45 minutes, 45 seconds late. I'm expecting a few more people to show up, but I've got an announcement. There's two things that we're going to do. One is we're going to name Tommy the sweet-ass Enforcer McCandless. He has asked for a new nickname. So that's going to be a contest we're going to throw out there. And perhaps as equally important, hold on. Lark song. Lark, are you complaining about my ads? That is my money maker. Don't give me those ads. You need to, if it takes 30 seconds to get in here and you got to watch those, watch every beautiful second, minute of whatever ad happens to be playing. So, let's talk about the contest. We got a Grimes giveaway. Steph, the Cuervo Queen, has put together a packet of wonderful items. And believe me, those of you that have won contests in the past, you know that these are not minor things. It's a big deal. When Steph does something, she goes full speed ahead. But here's the problem that we have. And I'm going to get into tonight's episode. I know people are like, kills, get to Judith Grimes. Hold on. Turn off the ignition, put the keys down, and just bear with me for a couple seconds here. So, on our Facebook fan page, Steph will post a picture. It's not tequila. It's a packet of items. So you can view it there. But here's the problem. And Steph and I have not completed this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each and every one of you to think of a way that you would like to, something that you would like to have be the contest. I know I'm catching you on the spot. You probably haven't had time to think about it. And if one of those ideas appeals to Steph, who is in the stream right now, we'll take that idea and we'll use that as the criteria for who wins, right? I didn't want to throw it out there and say, look, we'll do a Walking Dead essay or we'll just pick a random number. I kind of wanted you guys to decide what the contest could be. And we may not come up with a good one, but Steph, if you could kind of keep an eye on chat, and if you see something that's like, wow, that's a cool idea, then we'll use that as the contest giveaway. If not, then we'll go back to the drawing board, and me and Steph, the mods, will have a little bit of insight. And Tommy, you're not allowed to pick the contest. Come on, Tommy. This is for the non-moderators. So really quickly, just come up with an idea, type it, and if we see something we like, then we'll use it. If not, then we'll come up with our own thing. I'm going to give it a couple seconds here. Glad you called us live as well. Thank you. Name Daryl's dog. I think there's spoilers out there, right? With Daryl's dog's name. Best poem about Judith. I kind of, hey, that's not bad. You know, I guess, yeah, we could do, that's not a bad idea. We're not going to decide today. We'll reconvene afterwards and post something tomorrow. But throughout this stream, if you do have an idea, just type it up there, and we do it as soon as possible. So, you know, clearly we want to give this stuff away quick. And if you're watching the playback, then leave it in the comments as well. All right, everybody, I'm going to get into tonight's stream. If you come up with something while we're doing the stream, just post it, and moderators will be looking at it, and they'll come up with something appropriate. But we just want a fun and creative way to give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Got a Grimes giveaway. All right, so bold prediction time. I should have named this video Bold Predictions, because that sort of gets everybody's mind going in the right direction. Judith is the final piece to resurrecting Negan. She is going to be, in my mind, the difference between Negan being a beat-down person in jail that's a little bit crazy that wants to die, to having something to live for. And we got a super chat. We got Jada said, I have a B, but he's strong equals Rick. That is Nizar. So thank you so much. Appreciate that super chat. Also, I had a couple more super chats. I have Scott. Scott said he is watching the elections. So if you guys are watching the elections, I get it. Hopefully you voted. The only thing I'm going to say is please keep your political affiliations out of our Walking Dead chat. That's all I'm going to say. You have a right to support, but you do not have a right to polarize. That's kind of the way we roll. I like being one big, happy Walking Dead family. All right, everybody. So let's jump into it. A little bit of a recap from Negan. And let me start with a question, I guess. How many episodes do you think it is going to take Negan to pick up the pieces and be a valuable resource to the group? I mean, we know, right? What's the synopsis from this week? That, you know, some new people coming in. So that new introduction is going to be Magna and her group. And I think we're finally going to get to see a little bit of what they think to be the Whisperers in 6. So I got a feeling, and maybe you guys can help me on this. I got a feeling there'll be major drama, major Whisperer drama is going to happen in 8. That they're going to sort of leave us hanging like, oh, that's who they are. So if we get a taste of the Whispers in 6, we get confirmation of the Whispers in 7, then what do you think that we're going to get in episode number 8? I'm setting this up, right? The mid-season finale. Lissa saying some pikes. Carrie heads on pikes. Some death. Now, we've heard rumors. Kel says the Jesus beta encounter. We don't think that's going to go well for Jesus. I don't think the pikes. Yet. I got a feeling there's going to be a death before the pikes. And I know you could say they're one and the same. But what I mean by that is I don't think it's going to be the pikes to intimidate people and keep them out. I think I got a feeling. Well, I guess there's two ways to look at this. How many people think that we will see a territorial marking, and we will find out the fate of some of the people that maybe we haven't seen yet, like maybe a Jerry. Like maybe we'll see Jerry's head on a pike, and they'll realize some people are missing. Or how many people think it's going to be like one, the real introduction of the Whispers is going to be a standoff and a showdown, and Beta is going to take out Jesus. We got some, no, not Jerry. We got people that refuse to lose Jerry. How about the introduction of Lydia? See, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, right? Is there going to be kidnapping by the Whispers? Is there going to be Lydia is going to be taken to Hilltop? And I do have some indirect, unsubstantiated spoiler information. This is not for me. This was something I think Spoiling Dead put out a while back. I don't have kind of the walk by walk, but apparently Lydia does end up at Hilltop, and that there is a trade. Daryl's up at Hilltop at this time, and then Henry ends up following him back, and that's how that whole story plays out. But I just think there's going to be, before all this goes down, I think there's going to be some violence. So Walking Dead nerd, I'm thinking is Lydia first, and the mid-season finale will be Alpha coming for her, telling the group to stay away from our territory. So that wouldn't be a bad way for it to go down. Logan, Kills, do you think Negan will be a little bit crazy after 7.5 years in jail? I do. But I think familiarity, getting out, being around people, I think it'll heal him. You know what? I think that's a great thought. So I'm going to throw this question out to the group because that does it brings up an interesting set of circumstances. Is Negan completely different when he gets out of jail? Or, let me ask this to some of the people that maybe love Negan and love his character, and some of you that still have not fully embraced him. Do you want Negan to be totally different, or do you just want him to be on our side or the other side? Think about that for a second. Do you want a sarcastic, off-the-cuff Negan who is now partners with Aaron and Daryl? Or do you want somebody that is a little bit more humble and is not the same person and is not as ferocious? Not going to get him dead, Pete. He's going to be around for a little while. Mitch says, still the same, but on the other side. Donnie Thompson, be the old Negan. The reason I ask this question is because Negan's actions, if they were demonstrated on the Whispers, and he did the exact same thing, I don't think any of you would have any issue with it. So, if Negan were to go up with a knife and stab Alpha, like he did Spencer, I don't think anybody'd have a problem with it. If Negan beat Beta down with a baseball bat, I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with it. Everybody would love it. So, I don't know that Negan needs to change too much. I just think he needs to support a different team and not be the leader of that team. He needs to kind of relinquish the whole leadership role and go out there and kill. You're going to have to kill. Delta Outlaw, whatever happened to Dwight? Well, and you super chatted twice. That's like double. Well, this person named Daryl decided to exile him. And he's been out there looking for Sherry for a long time. 7 years is a long time to be out there. Question for the group. Did Dwight find Sherry? Did Dwight find Sherry dead? Is Dwight still with Sherry? Did the Whisperers take Sherry and Dwight found out and now Dwight's going to come back and let the group know what happened to Sherry? There's a lot of yeses and nos. It's too many questions. Which one? Pick one, everybody. Type one. Najee says, I think he found her. See, here's the problem. Christine Evangelista. Is playing on something else. What is she playing on? I don't think she's coming back. And so I got to go kind of outside the show to find out because she's got some other things going on. So I don't think we're ever going to see Sherry back on the show. I don't think they're going to bring her back. And I certainly don't think they're going to bring her back full time. Whatever happened to Jed? Really? We need to find out what happened to a lot of those saviors, and I'm sure we'll see them. I want to see how they've changed. Well, I don't know that we're going to have time for a Dwight Sherry love story reunion. Maybe that'll be... Dun, 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 dun. How many people would watch a Dwight movie? How many people would watch Dwight's journey to find Sherry? I would watch that. I could appreciate that. I mean, I don't think it's going to be as popular as Rick flying off in a helicopter, but I think it would be a good story. And if The Walking Dead has a good story, I don't know that they have to tell the story every week. This is funny. Hey, lady who just showed up in our stream and you're not invited, how about you leave and never make another comment? I wonder if that lady would like for me to go knock on her door, and when she opened the door, just make a rude comment just like she did. Unbelievable. And the sad part is, it never even showed up. Nobody even saw it. She came in here with the hope of putting a rude comment, and everybody would acknowledge her, and she just got blocked, banned, and called out. Sad. All right. Not in our house. Not in our house. I would watch a Dwight Sherry story. I would like to see what happened in the year and a half, the 7 years, other people they ran into. That would be interesting to me. All right, let me kind of do a scale here as far as popularity. Hold on a second, because we got a super chat. This is a Mega Speeds. Maybe the Whisperers set up Dwight to recruit him, and also what happened to the other sanctuary wives. I got to ask because of your super chat. So for the group, for the Army, any chance that Dwight and or Sherry have taken up with the Whisperers and have complete animosity toward Negan and Daryl? Look, Dwight was not a fan of Daryl's. Dwight was not a fan of Negan. He could have a bone to pick with them. Any chance? Think with your head, not with your heart. I know you want to see Dwight make a comeback. I know. But I'm just saying, is it a possibility? I see Paris. Paris says, I hope not. But just think about it. What does Dwight, even if Sherry's gone and Dwight needed a group to hang out with, Dwight might have been out there on his own for a while. Commodore, when they make movies, build like Avenger movies? You mean just start with 2 or 3 and add a few, and then, they just continue to grow the franchise? It's possible. Okay, a lot of different possibilities, a lot of different scenarios there. So, can Dwight come back? Aaron would probably accept him. Rosita would accept him. Negan probably wouldn't care. Negan probably be like, Dwighty boy, let me out of this cell. Daryl's probably the only one. Come on, Drama King. Were you really that big of a fan of Denise? He wasn't even aiming for Denise. Wilson says, I'm holding out for Dwight and Daryl team. Yeah, I thought that was going to happen a while back. Actually, that was probably not one of my best predictions. I predicted that Dwight and Daryl would kind of be like the crossbow team. And then Dwight drove him to the woods and said, don't ever come back. Tara did not want Daryl to kill Dwight. She changed her mind. And Rosita, so really it's just Daryl at this point. And Daryl, Daryl may not even remember him. Daryl's been through so many traumatic experiences. He's probably forgotten Dwight altogether. Delta Outlaw, I thought Daryl was living in the woods next episode. That was discussed. I don't know if it was confirmed. It appears he's not, because he's with Aaron and he's also with Jesus, and they're watching the walkers walk around in circles. And I think that's going to be kind of the first indication that there's something going on with them. I will say, though, and if you listen to the sneak peek, I thought Eugene might have toughened up just slightly. But the one line he has, I don't remember verbatim exactly what it said, but it was a very whiny, sad, pathetic type of Eugene voice. They're not like, I can't even do it. It wasn't even your typical Eugene. It was kind of like half Eugene, half baby. And he basically said, they're not like normal walkers. Yeah, he might have buffed up a little bit, but deep down inside, he's still Eugene. That has not changed at all. Thomas D., I hope Judy rides the white horse that Rick had. Maybe. Yeah, it's not your normal herd, but listen to how he says it. It was pretty bad. And even the fear. And I understand. Look, you better be afraid of the whispers. But Rosita was putting the mud on her face, and Eugene was. Yeah, you can visualize me like hyperventilating. That's what Eugene was doing. He was so much more scared than Rosita. Rosita had a look of concern, but Eugene was petrified. Omega Speeds. Remember Daryl said if he ever seen Dwight's face, he would kill him. So that's a possible clue. I don't think the new group escaped the whispers. Yeah, but after 7 years, would Daryl still kill Dwight? He's going to need some help. I mean, if you have a choice between killing Dwight and... Dwight is not the best shot in the world either. I mean, Dwight was aiming for Denise and aiming for Daryl and hit Denise. But he can improve. We've seen through history, Rick Grimes has improved his shot. Rick went from missing a lot to missing a little to not too bad. Took him 2 shots to hit the rope to 1 shot to hit the dynamite. So Rick, and Rick was in pretty bad shape when he hit the dynamite. But that was a good shot. So if he can improve over time, Dwight would be a resource. Commodore says the white horse is, wow. Oh boy. Spoiler alert. Commodore Crawfish just said the white horse that Rick rode was dead. Thanks. You know, Crawfish, kind of like Andrew Lincoln left the show and we all have hope. Maybe we could have hope that the horse is still in existence somewhere, right? Hope is all we need. Maybe Dwight is still living on his own. Najee, it's a long time for him to live on his own. Yeah, I guess it could be the offspring of the horse. Or maybe Judith could borrow the horse from the Captain Obvious commercial. Good stuff. All right. Let's get back to a little bit of the... You know, it was funny because I wanted to go more in detail about Judy and what her role is going to be. So I want to spend at least the last half of the stream talking about that because there is so much curiosity. We will probably tomorrow do our early preview of episode number 6 before we get to the spoilers. That's one of my favorite ones. And I know we've been just a little bit out of time of what's going on or off topic just because of all the craziness around Rick's final episode. So Christopher Sage says, did we ever confirm all the faces in the field of bodies Rick was standing on was Greg Nicotero? Yes, I think Greg Nicotero was there. Jesus. There were almost everybody, I think, was in that field when they were scrolling through. I just didn't do it because it would have taken a lot of time to do it, and I just don't think it has long-term significance. I don't think there were any hidden clues that we can assess from that. I think it was just Rick was seeing everybody. Delta Outlaw says, remember Heath. Yes. Heath is... Heath was taken via helicopter as well. And I got a strong hunch Heath will be in the Rick Grimes movie. That Crawfish with a super chat says, that pic, I want her to say, I'll make you famous. Go ahead, punk. Make my day. She definitely has some Clint Eastwood vibe there. Albert Arthur, Judy looks bad holding Rick's gun. What do you? I think so. I think I saw a couple people comment, and no offense to Chandler, that Judy in just a limited amount of time, in some people's hearts and mind, and hey, maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, she has already won over a lot of Chandler's fans. A lot. And I know it's not fair to say it, but I think it's true. I do think it's true. Okay, you're going to have to stick around for this one because I got a weird type of comparison I want you to do. I'm going to ask you in the stream, and if you're watching at home, 2 sets of numbers. Think about this before you answer, okay? So you're going to type one number and then leave a couple spaces and type a second number. And it's on a scale of popularity. This only has to do with you, what your feeling is. So from a 1 to a 10, the first number that I want you to type is how you feel the popularity is for Morgan, and on the second number, how much you like or how much popularity Dwight. So the first number will be from a scale of 1 to 10 Morgan, the second number will be Dwight. So if you think 8, 8, 7, 7, no, I want 2 numbers, Crawfish, 2. Not just a number. All right. We got 3 and 6. We got 6 and 8. 3 and 7. 4 and 5. 9 and 6. 9 and 8. Julia says 9 popularity for Morgan, 2 for Dwight. Gregory, I'm not giving anybody a 0. Emmy says a 10 and a 10. I'll tell you why in a minute. This is my indirect AMC poll. Okay. The belief was that Morgan and his popularity had the ability to go to Fear the Walking Dead and really start to turn that story around. And the reason I'm asking for this is because I kind of want to see from a viewer's perspective, if Dwight were to have a movie or a mini-series and tell the backstory, how much interest and how much popularity there would be surrounding Dwight. Can someone ban the 6-year-old child that just came into our stream? I think, dude, I think you have to turn off the PlayStation and Mom's probably calling you to go to bed because this is not the stream that you want to be in. Emmy, what is he? He's gone, oh I. Hey, I need like whenever some troll gets banned, I need like a theme song or just like, just a line from a song. Actually, that's probably not a bad theme song. Morgan was popular. I don't disagree that Morgan was way more popular. I'm just wondering how popular Dwight could be if they told a little bit more of his backstory. I mean, I guess we know most of his backstory, but if we find out what happened to him, there's just a lot of interesting stuff that could happen. I mean, what if Dwight had a run-in with the Whispers? Okay, let me ask you this. If there was a Dwight movie where he was out looking for Sherry and he had an initial run-in with the Whispers and he survived it, would that change your mind a little bit? Where maybe it's just not about Dwight, but it's about some other story arc that we could see. I mean, that would have to ramp up a little bit of interest. Creepy, okay. Involved in a movie, sure, but not as the main character. Okay, I'm moving over. We're going to talk about Judy for a little bit. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, once again, I want to see some numbers. How awesome was it that Judy is the one that said, I made the decision? I mean, to me, that was, when I saw that preview, that was up there. Absolutely loved it. That she took the stand, and you see Michonne kind of questioning everybody, wants to know what's happening, and then Judy stands her ground. All right. We have, I don't know if you guys still have audio. Apparently, YouTube has hijacked our chat because chat is not streaming at the moment. You really want to do an interactive video, but I can't interact with you guys if YouTube won't let my chat catch up. All right, we're going to give it a couple seconds here, everybody, and see if they get this reconciled. All right, I'm getting a message from the moderators. I'm just going to double check this. I think audio is still working and chat went down. Okay, here we go. Finally. All right, it's going to catch up. Everybody's like, I'm blocked, I'm blocked. Jill, I can hear you. And thanks for being here live as well. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is like this is about 2 minutes worth of chat catching up with everybody. Whoa, calm down there. Calm down, everybody. We just had like 400 people thought they were all blocked at the same time. Moderators had to work really fast. Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride signs Delta Outlaw with Super Chat. Thank you. Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride signed 3-year contracts. That means that we will be here for another 3 years. You know, the only problem with chat being down for a second is now I see a whole bunch of numbers, and I don't know which question it pertained to. No one is blocked. Calm down. Calm down. Hey, everybody, nobody's blocked. We got you. We're good now. I think we're current. There was a Judith question. So who's calling the shots right now? It apparently looked like Michonne was. So do you see Michonne as the no doubt leader? Is Aaron like a lieutenant? Is it co-leads? Is there a ranking system? How do you think Michonne drew this charter up? Yeah, we're hearing Maggie's gone. Several media outlets have acknowledged that there's another story for you. So right now, we've got a Maggie story we could see. We got a Rick story we could see. We might have a Dwight story. We could get a Negan backstory. They've got a lot of good stuff that they could do. And to be honest, I'm not a fan of filler episodes. When I watch my Walking Dead, I want to watch The Walking Dead. But I'm perfectly okay. I don't want to watch an episode and go back and get a Negan backstory. I want to watch that separately and talk about it separately. I want to see him out there killing walkers and fighting whisperers. Lamar, I like how they did the Maggie exit. Yeah, she's just gone. Well, we'll know. I mean, we'll know when the spoilers come out. So, just to let you know, tomorrow night we're going to do the early prediction video. And typically the spoilers come out on Thursday, and I'm hoping that's the case because in the past they've been coming out super, super early. I don't think they're posted as of yet. So tomorrow we're really going to try to predict, go through the first opening minutes and see if we can't come up with a good theory. But I think a good basis, something to consider would be we're going to get a taste of the whispers, then we're going to get an introduction, and then we're going to get a dramatic event. And that could be, maybe we meet Lydia in 7, and we get to see Alpha or one of the leaders go up to Hilltop and say, give me Lydia, and, they do some kind of trade. Maybe we do see a head on a pike. But I think 8 is going to be either a major death or we're going to have a few weeks to talk about who the Whispers are and how evil they are and really hype that up. We got Big Kev from San Diego says, 999 Army, I can't wait for the Whispers. They were the scariest villains in the comics. I hope AMC does it creepy. Nicotero should be licking his chops. I'm going to make that a Super Chat spotlight. How many of you are looking forward to the Whispers? And how many people are really sincerely dreading who the Whispers might kill? I mean, we just got through the anxiety of 5 months worth of Rick Grimes, and now in 2 weeks, we're going to be on pins and needles figuring out who these freaky evil people are going to kill. Tammy Sifford, that was not a yes or no question. Yes to both. Some people kind of nervous, some people looking forward. Both. Good answers. And, part of the reason why I want to ask this is because I do want it included in the video. Amy Ferrero says, they've wasted Jesus' character in Tom Paine. He may die. That is, Amy, I don't see it as a waste. I see him. I mean, for me, he accomplished what I need him to accomplish. He's the voice of reason. He's a tough fighter. He provides a different perspective in a very brutal, evil world. He's someone that you don't want to see die. And he's probably the best hand-to-hand fighter of any of the group. So when Beta decapitates him, it's going to have a lasting effect on everybody in this stream. It is going to make you angry. It is going to make you want revenge. If he is beat down the way I think he's going to be beat down, and if he gets the finishing blow like something from Mortal Kombat, I think it's going to be a Glenn moment. There's very few moments on the show the 2 moments in The Walking Dead that are probably the most graphically visual moments to me are probably Herschel and Glenn. This would rate up there with that. So I'm going to ask a question. Would you agree that those two scenes are permanently ingrained in your mind, and they're I mean, Noah? I mean, yes. Was there anything more graphic than those? So we haven't had one of those in a while, right? And I think we need one. Not that I want it, and not that I'm into the gore, but it does outline the horror aspect of what the show does. Jake from State Farm says, I guess with a huge time jump, we can count on Morgan to not return from Fear of the Walking Dead. Jake, it might be a good storyline for a movie. I mean, I could throw that out there almost every time there's a plot hole, like movie. They can make a movie about it. We don't know. We don't know what Fear's going to do, and if Fear's going to use time back and forth as well. So, Jake, I think it's too early to tell. I think it looks as if you're right. No, they won't. But I wouldn't rule anything out totally. Amy Ferrero, it will be heartbreaking. It will. There's no doubt. So, many of you that said you're looking forward to The Whispers, I know some people are comic fans and are looking forward to that arc because they know. Some people might say they're looking forward to it and they're not really looking forward to it. I mean, but isn't that why you watch a horror movie? Like to be scared? You don't watch Purge because you want to see, the two characters walking in a field with their baby daughter and talking about, who the future is and building a bridge. And if The Walking Dead is going to get to some of their roots, they can't just tell a story of happiness. We're going to have a little bit of happiness and a whole lot of loss. That's what the show is. It's always going to be the show. Right now, we're enjoying it. We're enjoying that moment. But remember what I said in the stream earlier this week. The writers give and the writers take away. And I think all right, let me kind of describe, once again, I've done this before, the way I think this is going to go down, and then, warning, this will contain graphic descriptions. You have been warned. All right, so I'm going to give you my Jesus fight, and then after I give you that fight, I want you to tell me, I need you to kind of envision it. This is like talk radio. And then I want you to give me where you think that would stack with the Abrahams, the Herschels, the Noahs, the Glenns. All right. Jesus is surrounded by whispers. And he's fighting. He gets a couple shots off. But let's say there's like 6 of them. And they're just completely, he has nowhere to go. But he's not going to give up. And we get to see the side of Jesus where we really get to see him use his martial arts skills. And he does like this flying punch on Beta. And it just bounces off. And then he's held, and then that's the sound of pulling out the sword. And that's the sound of him being decapitated. And then picks up his head, and everybody cheers. Like the whispers start cheering, like some kind of vicious, vile chant. Like they're enjoying it. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. And the villain just won. And we have to watch this play out. If they do this right, could it be one of the most graphic, epic, wrenching scenes you've ever seen on The Walking Dead? Because if it is, it accomplishes what they need to accomplish. It makes us angry. It gives us loss. It makes us want revenge. And it pumps Negan up to a whole different level. You just getting it ready for me, Rick. They're just getting the world ready for Negan. It's going to take Negan. It's going to take Daryl. It's going to take Judith. It's going to take Michonne. And then some. And then it's going to take some heart and some hope in order to outlast this enemy like nothing we've ever seen before. I mean, the sword sound effects were not that bad. June Smith with a super chat says, confused on how Daryl and Michonne cross paths with Rick again via movie, and Michonne leaves him wherever he is. She loves him. Confusing. June, once again, I think it's probably too early to speculate what the scope of a Rick movie would be if he'll ever see Michonne again. I know there's that love dynamic, and a lot of people want to see that play out. But at this point, Michonne has no reason to even look for Rick or to think that Rick is alive. And if Rick is in a place, in a movie or wherever they take him, he could be so far away. He could be delusional. I mean, he was already seeing memory. He was seeing like flashbacks and dozing in and out, and he didn't know what was real and what wasn't real. It's going to be hard to speculate how that plays out. We will certainly talk about the Walking Dead movie and some scenarios. But yeah, let's see if we can get some kind of clues and hints and when the writers start to open up a little bit more. So, as I talked about the potential play out with Beta and Negan, this is where I think Judy will understand the bigger picture. Michonne doesn't appear to want new people in the community. Daryl might still be Daryl. Aaron may be okay with it. But I got a feeling that there's going to be such wisdom in this child that Judith might be the only one that can get the comeback, the spirit drawn back out of Negan. Negan was weak. I mean, did you see how Maggie just picked him up and tossed him across the cell? She said, I want to see you in the light. And then he got over and she just kind of tossed him like he was nothing. The man hasn't been eating. He can't fight. He can't kill himself. He's beating his head against the wall. And now you magnify that times it's been another 6 years. So, I mean, he ain't Robert De Niro and Cape Fear. He's just withering away waiting to die. Judith is going to give him that motivation, I think. And Valerie, you might be right. He might need Lucille, but that creates a follow-up question. Sergeant Chosen One says, who's leading the hilltop? If I had to guess, I'd say Aaron. I mean, Aaron is there with Jesus and with Daryl, so I think the three of them. Looks like Michonne is in Alexandria, and Aaron is probably running the hilltop. So that poses a great question. Will we see Negan with Lucille? And I know how a lot of you are going to answer right from the start. I know there's going to be a lot of yeses. Should we see Lucille, or is Lucille a harmful memory to what Negan did to Glenn and what Negan did to Abraham? And comic book fans, I don't know the answer to this. I think I researched this. Did Negan break Lucille hitting Beta? Maybe I'm making this up. I'm not that far in the comics, sorry. So I need my hardcore comic book fans to answer that question for me. Okay. I want to make sure I'm right with that. Okay, here's how I think the show will be different from the comics. I think Jesus is Lucille. And this is why I have this visual. I think Jesus is going to be what gets broken when he confronts Beta. I know it's a weird comparison. And I could see Negan continuing to use Lucille. That he, at this point on TV show, they're going to need everything they can get. They don't have real. Tommy's like, it's a rough analogy, Tom. So it's fighting Beta with knives like Daryl has. Says Kev from San Diego. Captain Crawfish. Commodore Crawfish. Judith says, in the pic, like Carol, look at the flowers. I think that's a... Steph, that might be something we can use as a contest. How about... like a meme contest? Create the best meme, or we post a picture and you guys give a description. That could be a possibility for the Grimes giveaway. So, my prediction is that Jesus will be broken by Beta, and that Negan will get Lucille back, because there ain't no Rick Grimes to fight the Whispers. So we need every tool, every weapon, every person, all the recruitment we can get, because this war just got a whole lot tougher to win. So I'm going to ask the group before we wind the stream down. Do you want to see Negan reunited with Lucille to help fight the Whispers? Reunited and it feels so good. That would be like a great theme song if he had the bat in his hand. Could you see that like in slow motion? Them playing like, is that Peaches and Herb or somebody? And they're playing like that song in the background in slow motion and just having him like take target practice. There you go. All right. We got another super chat. Big Kev, Jesus kills Beta in the comics while camping with Aaron. Kev, it appears, though, that's going to be a script that is flipped, according to what we've heard. Early spoiler indications were that Beta would actually take out Jesus. Not confirmed, but it has been making its way through, those places where spoilers make their way through. Very good stuff. All right, everybody, we've hit 59 minutes, and one thing I'll say, great group tonight. I'm going to ask everybody here, do me a big favor. If you guys, we got 350 to 500 people been here tonight. If everybody here, 999 Army, most of you already have. If you guys could slap that like button. Just show a little bit of love to the Army. not as many people in this stream, which isn't a bad thing. This is about our normal number. The other night when it was a couple thousand people, I couldn't jump around, get as engaged with different people. So these size crowds are actually pretty good. I think gives me a chance to at least read most of what is on the screen, because the other night it's going crazy. And it's like, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you grow so fast that I had to literally slow down chat the other day just to get a couple comments in, because it's streaming so fast you can't even keep up with it. Tomorrow night, once again, we will do, if you guys are new to what we do here, we stream 9:30 almost every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and sometimes Friday and Saturday. We will be streaming Saturday morning. And we've got a lot of stuff going on Sunday. So just hang out, be with us, get your chats included, talk about the show. We are some of the most engaged fans you'll ever find. And if you're free at 9:30, which hopefully you are, it'll be our episode number 6 predictions, where we just kind of go through line by line and use any clues out there in order to decide what's going to happen. And on Thursday, more than likely, we will do a little bit of a spoiler chat and talk about what will definitely happen and compare what we predict on Wednesday to what is actually going to happen on Thursday. So thank you so much. I know we're all around the world with some topics tonight, but that's usually the way we do it. Sometimes we stick to a topic, sometimes we get random, but whatever we do it with a lot of passion. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody being here. If you're watching the playback, this is going to be the closing credits. And I'm going to ask everybody here to give me a quick 999, because we're going to do some shout-outs. I'm going to start with the Patreons in the top left-hand corner. Those are people support the channel through a third-party website. I've got a ton of people there, 65 people or so, that just do a lot of good things for this channel each and every month. So thank you. Just a sincere thank you for everybody up there that make contributions to the channel. We do some extra stuff on that channel. If you're interested, there's a link down below, how to become a Patreon. Top right-hand corner, we have sponsors. Sponsorship has been suspended, so people that are sponsors will be there for a while. But YouTube's working out some bugs with that, so if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, become a Patreon in the meantime. And, of course, my moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, always on point, always doing a good job. And you saw some trolls got trolled tonight. They tried to jump in there and do some little something, and they got caught. Their comments didn't even show up, and then they got banned, and then they looked foolish. So thank you to the moderators for doing what they do best. And also to Super Chatters. And Villar kind of sets the tone. Villar jumped in there and said thank you to all the people. She said thank you. And she always puts that little sub line at the end to the Super Chatters. And there are a lot of Super Chatters, so let me shout them out. Villar, Scott Kernan, who's watching the midterms, Nizar, Delta Outlaw with several Super Chats tonight. Thank you so much, Delta Outlaw. Omega Speeds, Commodore Crawfish, always in rare form. Wilson, still holding out for that Dwight and Daryl team. Thomas D., Christopher Saj, who else we got? Albert Arthur, Chris Riddle, Big Kev from San Diego, Amy Ferrero, Jake from State Farm at 3 a.m., June Smith, Sergeant Chosen One, and did see Captain and Commodore, I guess, turns into Crapton. I can't stop calling him Captain Crawfish, because Captain Crawfish actually sounds better than Commodore Crawfish. I know it's a lower rank, but it just doesn't flow quite as well. Commodore says slow motion with Negan and Lucille will always, we'll love that. So, yeah. It's been a long week, everybody. Much, much slower and my speed. Good stuff. All right, everybody. I got a whole bunch of 999, so I want to say what's up to Bama, to Lisa Khaleesi, Shane Yutzi, Matthew Trannery, Uncle Creepy, Dark Start Killer, Ragman Racing, Carol Stevens, The Catnat, Gina Crockett, Maria Favada, Brian Rooker, Julia Muse, Jessica Parcell, Edwin Gonzalez, Bob D., Angie Kinley, Sarah Drumheller, thank you, Bumblebee Brown, whole lot of 9s there, Bumblebee. Brandon Burns, Robert H., Ron Burgundy, Shelton Arthur, DDA Ohio, John O2C, Donnie Thompson, Joseph Smith, thank you, Deborah Johnson, Mr. Coas, 316, Wilson staying up late, man. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Angie Homan. Leanne White, thank you. And I'm going to catch a lot of you guys with some shout-outs. I know I've missed a lot of them lately because the streams have been so long. But instead of shout-outs, I'm just going to hang out with you guys for a few minutes. And this is kind of like our winding down, outtakes, just sort of casual chat. Some people, once I say closing credits, they're out of the stream. Some people hang out a little bit longer. And we just do a little bit of random, either chit-chat or whatever topic of the day comes up. Tommy Man Bun McCandless is beautiful. That, oh my goodness, that is the best moderator nickname. I think Drama just won hands down. And if Tommy actually took a picture with a man bun, I think that would even be, and post on Facebook. That is a name I would love to see. And Delta Outlaw, last super chat. Delta, if Mel the Vulture was here, I would bet that wouldn't be the last super chat. He would probably super chat just to out super chat you, because that's what Mel does. So luckily, you might be right tonight. Oh, hold on. All right, so we got a standoff here. Steph has Mullet McCandless. So I'm going to ask you right now to cast your. All right, we got a last super chat duel going on. So Commodore Crawfish is the official last super chatter. So I'm going to ask you guys right now to take a side. And I either need to see Mullet McCandless or Man Bun McCandless. Take a side right now. Pick a team, everybody. And I'm going to be the unofficial judge based on what you type. Kevin just late super chatted the other two super chatters. So somebody, and Commodore Crawfish just put an extra 5 minutes onto the super chat that someone super chatted and stopped his super chat previously. But then Delta got in another nope at the very end. And meanwhile, while the super chat battle's going on, I'm just going to look at some of the names here. We got Man Bun, Mullet, Man Bun, Mullet, Man Bun, Mullet, Man Bun. This is... And then Crystal just jumped in and said, I want you guys to know, talking with you all last night after I crashed my Jeep helped me more than anything. Thank you all. So, Crystal with a heartfelt dedication, love that, got the last super chat in. And Kevin agrees with a super chat yup. And I'm going to have to get, you know what, I'm trying to figure out, this is like a dead heat. Nobody is pulling away in the... I've got two simultaneous contests going on. Commodore said, look out, there's another one, so definitely threw up a lob there at the end. And then there's another thing going on with this Mullet Man Bun, and it is 50-50. So I'm probably going to take this to the Facebook page and put a poll up. I agree, Tammy. I think we're going to have to do an official Facebook poll. Delta Outlaw is definitely noping it up, and then Kev is I don't know who's going to win this thing. You guys, we're going to call it a tie because it's like it's going to be a battle of wills, and I know we got some very persistent people, and I'm going to be doing a stream way into the morning trying to figure out what three people are, who's going to win this thing. Big Kev definitely threw it out there with another one, and Commodore like almost immediately. So I think he had yes typed and his finger on the trigger and just hit it. Oh, man. You guys are killing me. And then June Smith got in the Super Chat standoff, which turned to Villar, who, Tommy likes badass Punisher. Tommy the badass Punisher, Tommy man bun McCandless, Tommy mullet McCandless. We could put badass Punisher as an option on the Facebook poll. Yeah, we'll put an official poll. Big Kev definitely went right back at it and said, we're big nerds. And Commodore super chatted, love you, Villar, which is kind of a double-edged thing. He's actually saying, I love you, Villar, but he's also saying, and by the way, Delta and Kev, I love you too, because I'm super chatting last. Which, Big Kev, all right, ties are like kissing your sister. All right, I told you guys this was going to be, it's going to be like an unwinding session. Walking Dead nerd is a big nerd, and pointing out the big nerd also would be the last super chat. But Matthew's just throwing a super chat out there with no comment. So thank you for the super chat. So now we got to look out for a comment that wasn't super chatted, and I guess that would create a stipulation. Would his next comment count as a follow-up to a super chat? I'm confused. Commodore, why would you kiss your sister? This is all right. I'm gonna have to mute this. June Smith is Rick's girl, but June, Rick's gone. So, but your super chat will live forever. Can you guys let June win with that? With that super, that would probably be like a great closure to what it is we're doing. And I think Commodore got his 5 minutes. All right. I think we're gonna put a time. Maybe just put a time limit on it. Only in Arkansas. Commodore just offended like a small population of our viewers here from Arkansas. The views in these super chats are not representative of the host. Just let me say. Kev, if you're not first, you're last. I like the cliche. Julie McGuire loves Negan and also loves getting in the last super chat. I don't think we've ever had a battle of this could go on literally. If somebody doesn't tap out and step down, Matt Trenery says, now I see I got him. So a follow-up super chat to get the last super chat in. And Commodore says, don't sing it, bring it. Did this go from a last super chat to a cliche super chat? I think the game just got changed. Maybe we can all agree on a time and say, let's tap out and do cliches in the next one. Can we agree everybody is a winner because they're all last? That's kind of, it's not a cliche. I guess it's a really bad paradox. All right. So maybe on the count of 3, if there's no more super chats, everybody's a loser. How about that? 1, 2. Come on, man. Not on 2. It's like I almost had to stream over. Commodore, random things, super chats is Matthew had the super chat thing figured out, but then forgot how to super chat. And then he'll probably super chat that he forgot how to super chat. It's like people are learning for the first time and forgetting at the same time. June Smith. He'll say, hold on. Man. Well, it is kind of cliche. Like, they're trying to lose, but then they're winning. No, that's not cliche either. That's another paradox. All right. I'm okay with all of you guys calling it a tie, and maybe sometime we could pick this up again tomorrow. No, I guess not. Matthew, if you can't beat them, join them. That was a great super chat because actually he was joining them and trying to beat them at the same time. So it was kind of like a sneaky approach, like getting them to let their guard down. But then it didn't work because what you really did is you didn't get them to let their guard down because you got them to put their guard up. And when he put his guard up, Crawfish already had the comment typed out and was waiting to hit the button again. And he says, mods and kills are sexy beasts. Flattery. That's not a bad super chat idea either. I'm okay. Kale. Wait a minute. All right, now we got stop. Wait a minute, another super chat. So we got a moderator trying to... I guess that's kind of a dual thing. A moderator super chatting is kind of like, well, it's moderating and super chatting in a weird sort of way. Crawfish, oh no, I can go for another hour. I'm not talking. Yeah. All right. That's also a great point because you guys are listening, talking, and I'm benefiting, I guess, from the super chat while also not benefiting by the long, drawn-out process of the stream. And people watching the playback are going to say, what in the world is going on? You guys just got absolutely nuts with Walking Dead. Oh, boy. How many people vote to do this again tomorrow or not do it again tomorrow, but at least say we're going to do it tomorrow? Fair enough. Can we call it a truce? People have had a great time. Absolutely fun. All right. Regardless of whether or not someone super chats, I got to enforce a time limit and say, number one, you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for what you do. I love the friendly competition, whether it's super chat or whether it's conversation or all of the above. See, I'm trying to make peace with everybody, and they just can't lose. They can't lose quietly. Commodore says, I will agree to a truce tomorrow, which kind of put him last, but then Julie McGuire sort of snuck in and said, me. And with that, everybody, we will wind the stream down in the next 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sold. Julie gets in the official last super chat of the night. And if you guys want revenge, show up tomorrow night. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate the interaction, everything that you guys do. Best stream ever. And this is why you want to hang out with us a little bit later. We will ramp it up again tomorrow. And tomorrow night will be our official episode number 6 predictions. Thanks, everybody. Peace.